and welcome to the core workout. Start on your back, knees bent, feet hip width apart. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Pull the belly button back and down towards the spine and the pelvic floor up. And then as you breathe out, rotate the pelvis towards the stomach by squeezing through the center of the core and bringing the spine off the mat up into a high bridge. Squeeze through the glutes as you go up to the top of the movement, rolling the spine up and down. Focus on the roll of the spine, pulling through the center of the core, all the way up to the arch, squeeze in, and then all the way back down. Making this the last bridge, and then bring the knees over the hips and rotate them. Loosening off the back, make sure you go in both directions, 3 one direction and 3 the other. And then bring the legs into tabletop, knees above the hips, lower leg level with the floor. Squeeze the belly button down towards the floor as you breathe out and kick the right leg out. Return it as you breathe in and take the left leg out. Slow and controlled, squeezing down through the belly button all the time. Pull up the pelvic floor and try and imagine to flatten the back constantly, making the kidney line press hard against the mat. Keep pulling the belly button down, fixing the back to the mat. Squeeze through. If this is enough for you, stay constant with a single leg drop. If you feel like you can take a little more, squeeze the core hard and take both legs long at the same time. If you feel the back lifting away from the mat, go back to a single leg. Try and keep the breath going out as the legs go out and breathe in as it comes in. Keep squeezing the belly button down and try and keep the knees and feet at hip width apart all the time. Make this the last movement and then bring the knees into the chest and roll the knees around again. In one direction and then the other. Loosening any tension of course in that lower back. Take the left foot now to the floor. Take the right leg up to the ceiling, squeeze through the core. And breathe out and drop the leg down. Tap the heel towards the floor. Do 4 repetitions this side. And then change legs. If this is enough for you, stay with this exercise, changing every 4 repetitions. If you want more, take both legs to the ceiling, squeeze through the core, and do a double leg drop. If you feel like this is too much, but the single leg is too easy, slide the hands underneath the bum to form a wedge for the back. Squeeze the belly button down all the time, and as you're feeling the spine come off the mat at the bottom of the movement, just don't drop the leg so far. Stop just above the mat and return up to the ceiling. Make this the last of the leg drops. Then slide the feet down onto the floor into bridge start position, knees bent. Take the breath in, breathe out and roll the bridge up. Bridge high, squeeze through the glutes and then roll the spine back down. Remember to try and breathe out as the bridge goes up and in as the bridge comes down. Just using the bridge to take any tension out of that back that we've caused during the leg drops. Make these the last of the bridge. Bring it down, turn the hands palm upwards, squeeze through the top part of the core now and bring the chest towards the knees. Squeezing through the movement, lead with the chest. Try not to throw the head into it first. Keep the shoulders back and down and keep squeezing that belly button towards the floor. Working that upper part of the core. Nice squeeze as you breathe out. Breathe in and come back down. Make these the last of the sit-ups and then bring the knees into the chest and once again roll them around just to ease the back off. A little bit of movement through the spine and the hips. Keep rotating the legs around one way and then the other, making sure you go both directions as a full circle. And as you bring the knees over towards the chest now, start squeezing through the core and using the core to lift the pelvis off the mat as you rotate the knees through the circle. Go one direction and then the other. Try and breathe out through the full movement. Breathe in when you get to the start position and breathe out again. Squeeze down through the side of the body, down through the obliques, trying to get the whole core to tense as those knees come across the center line of the body. Make these the last of the circles now. Then place the feet back down on the mat. And then return up and down to bridge, just to loosen the back off and move the spine in the opposite direction. Going up and down, squeezing through the core as we go up, squeeze through the glutes at the very top of the movement and roll it back down. As you come down out of bridge now, bring the knees back above the hips, hands above the shoulders and ready to dead bug. And palms facing each other, feet parallel with the floor. Breathe out, take the right arm and left leg out first and return it to the center as you breathe in. Changing sides as we go. Keep pulling down through the spine by pulling down through the belly button. If you feel like the spine is coming off the mat when the limbs are at their furthest, then don't take the limbs out so far. Stop when you've got control and the back is not coming off the mat. Make these the last repetitions and then bring the feet flat, knees bent, bring the hands to the thighs, take the breath in, breathe out and squeeze the chest towards the knees again and hold for the count of 10. After the count of 10, come back down, take a moment, then breathe out and go up for the count of 8. Do this until you're on the count of 2. Nice solid isometric holds, just building a little bit of strength, getting that core to fatigue. Keep the squeeze through the core as you hold the position up towards the knees. Nice breath in as you go down, and squeeze and breathe out as you come up and hold again. As you come down this time, straighten the legs, hands by the side of the body, and then bring the hands onto the thighs. Breathe in, breathe out, bring the chin to the chest, pause, and then squeeze through the core and roll the body all the way up. And breathe in as you roll the body all the way down. Tap the head against the floor as you go down. Bring the chin to the chest, pause, breathe out and bring the body all the way up nice and tall. Breathe in as you roll back down. If you're finding this is too hard to get up and down, give yourself a little push as you come out of the ground, and then take control of it through the core as you come up. If you're feeling that the core gives way as you're going back down, just bend the knees a little bit more. Make this the last sit-up. Breathe in hard at the top, breathe out, rolling back down. And this time bring the knees into the chest. Just roll the knees round one way then the other, just to loosen the back off and move the spine. If you know your core needs a little help today, just take the hands underneath the pelvis and then take the legs nice and long. Hands by the side of the body if you know your core is good and strong. Pull the belly button back and down. Squeeze the bum and lift the legs just off the floor. At the same time, squeeze through the top part of the core and lift the chest up and the shoulder blades away from the floor. Squeeze and hold. Breathe up into the chest. Relax it down as you breathe in. Turn the hands palm upwards. Take the breath in. Breathe out and squeeze through the body again. Nice hollow hold. If you feel like this is too much, just place the shoulders back down onto the mat. Squeezing through the body, pinning it back into the mat. Breathe in, bring it down, and then bring the knees back into the chest and roll them around one way and then the other. Take the legs nice and long again. Once again, if you need a little help, place the hands underneath the pelvis to form that wedge. Pull the belly button back and down, palms facing up. Squeeze the core, squeeze the bum, lift the legs, and then start kicking as if you're swimming. Small and quick little scissor kicks, working the base of that core. Keep pulling the belly button down and fix that back into place. If the back feels like it's arching, just lift the legs a little higher. And as we come to the end of the kick, bring the knees into the chest. And as you bring the knees in, roll those knees round in a circle, one direction and then the other, just loosening that back off. Now take the feet down to the mat, knees bent, feet flat. Breath in, breathe out, squeeze through the core and roll the pelvis towards the stomach. Nice little pelvic tilts, really focusing on imprinting the base of the spine as we roll in and roll out. Last couple of pelvic tilts, and then we're going to use that same muscular movement. Bring the legs up into tabletop. Squeeze the belly button down, take the breath in, breathe out and roll the pelvis towards the stomach again. Just locking those hips in place, locking the knees in place, not throwing the legs into the movement, just using the core to lift the pelvis. The knees will naturally come towards the chest. Making this the last movement. Bring the legs nice and long, bring the hands by the side of the body, and then bring the hands onto the thighs. Take the breath in, breathe out, squeeze through the top part of the core, pulling those shoulders back and down, keeping the chin away from the chest this time. Lifting those shoulders nice and high off the mat, running the hands down towards the knees. Squeeze hard through the core as you sit up, breathing out as you do. Make this the last movements now. And then bring the knees above the hips, legs into tabletop. And then start spinning the legs as if you're rolling a small ball between the feet. Keep pulling the belly button back and down, flattening that spine against the mat. Squeeze through the top part of the core now and start to lift the shoulder blades away from the mat. Keep squeezing and then lift the hands away from the floor, turning your palm upwards. If this movement feels too much, then just drop the shoulder blades back down to the mat. Keep the movement small, slow and controlled. Keep the tension in the core, that nice isometric hold on the upper part of the core. Take the body down to the mat now, hands flat, knees and feet hip width apart. Take the breath in, breathe out and roll up and down to bridge. Really focus on that roll as we're going up and down to bridge, squeezing through the glutes at the top of the movement. Breathing out as we go up, breathe in as we come down. Bring the legs now up into tabletop, so knees above the hips, lower leg parallel with the floor. Take the hands out to the side into crucifix. Take the breath in, breathe out, drop the knees over to the side, one way and then the other. Using those obliques to control the leg drop. Try and hold the hip gap between the knees and the feet as you go over. Keep rolling, and as you roll you'll feel that the muscles in the back start to relax and the spine will move easier, but control this through the core. Breathing in and breathing out rhythmically with the movement. Making these the last few knee rolls, and then bring the knees into the chest, squeeze them in nice and tight and bring the head towards the knees. Cross the feet and roll ourselves up to sit up. Sit nice and tall at the top, legs nice and long. Breathe in, breathe out, relax that body and well done.